Hi and welcome back to Tales Against Humanity, I don't work here lady. In today's episode. You're right, I don't work for here, but you're wrong because I do work here. Too many people think I am a store employee. Do I look like I work here with my hair? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. You're right, I don't work for here, but you're wrong because I do work here. So I work for a company that sells backup power sources for both residential and commercial customers. My job is to go into big box stores and set up displays and represent my company, while trying to get potential leads. I am not an employee of any of these stores, but I technically work there when my show is there. Now that you know what I do, here is the story. Characters: me, OP. Employee, E. Manager, C. And of course Karen. A few months back, about 3 months into the COVID-19 pandemic, I came to the store I was working at that particular week. Now normally I go in through the back, but the back door was closed and locked. So I went around front as I had just remembered they started the senior/disabled only shop hour. There is a crowd of younger people sitting outside waiting to be let in. Now I am 30 years old, I'm wearing my business suit and store vendor name tag, so he let me go straight in with no questions asked. I was also holding part of my display, so clearly going into work. I see a lady, and she, like most of those outside, looking a little annoyed. Suddenly I hear someone yell, "Hey, how come they get to go in and we don't?" I turn and it was the lady, Karen. I'm thinking she just didn't see my name tag, so I turn around to face her so she can see it, and say I work here. "No, you don't. You don't have a store badge," Karen yells. I pull my lanyard up to show her my tag and say, "You're right, it's a vendor badge for this store." He also backs me up by telling her I do work at that store. Karen then proclaims that I have no right to be there since I don't look disabled, and am clearly not over 65. I just at that point start to walk away, and she attempts to follow me in. The employee steps in her way and tells Karen to go back outside. She pushes him. I saw this out of the corner of my eye, so to try to de-escalate the situation I stop and say, I have 2 things that allow me to be here during the shop early hour. One is my vendor badge, the other is my disability card. I show her my card my county issued to me. Now, wait for it, she yells, "I want to see the manager." He radio calls for C, and politely asks her to wait for C outside, to which her response is, "No. I want to see the manager now. They aren't supposed to be here." By this time Karen is making enough ruckus to get other waiting customers to defend us. She still waits inside. C comes over and asks me what the problem is. She tells him how I am not supposed to be here, that I don't work for his store, and I am faking my disability, which he is aware of in case of emergencies at work. He explains to Karen that she is right and wrong. I don't work for his store, but I work at his store, and I have every right to be there during the senior and disability only hour. He also asks her to get out of the store till the full open. She refuses again and demands he have me removed. At this point he now tells her that she can either leave willingly or have her removed by police. He also tells me to go ahead and head to my station, since I now have 10 minutes to set up a display that normally takes me 30 minutes to set up. I do just that. About an hour later I realize I forgot a cable in my car and need to go get it. I go out and see a police officer leaning over the passenger window of his cruiser. He is telling her that she can either leave quietly now or he can take her to jail. She sees me and is livid. Priceless. The officer took her to jail. She was charged with criminal trespass and disturbing the peace. Too many people think I am a store employee. First time posting here. Honestly, I had too many bad experiences that people mistakenly think I was one of the store employees, and now I am kinda scared of going to the mall now. I need some advice/help so I won't get bugged again. Since everyone likes stories, I am going to share some typical experiences I had every time I went to the mall, and you guys can be the judge. Retail. Location: Saks. Outfit: dressing pants, cashmere coat, high neck top, flats, a tote. I was shopping for some new clothes after work. I prefer to browse around and pick a bunch of items to try all in once, instead of going back and forth to the fitting room. I greeted the sales lady and told her I would like to just browse around alone for now, and if I decided to buy anything, I would let her know so she wouldn't miss her commission. She left me alone politely. So I picked about 7 to 9 pieces, and was about to go to the fitting room. A lady possibly in her 40s came up to me and started checking the clothes I picked. She then, literally, without an excuse me or anything, took 2 blazers from my hand. She then asked a fitting room to try them on while I was still in shock. Because I was in shock, she thought I didn't understand English, so she repeated again in a louder and slower tone with a hint of condescending attitude. At that point I became annoyed and felt extremely uncomfortable, so I asked her if she could give me the blazers back and look for things herself. She got mad and told me that I was a lazy employee and wanted to file a complaint with the manager. She left, but she told me she was going to find a supervisor to file a complaint against me. I rolled my eyes and then went to try on the clothes. I decided to keep one of the blazers, but I needed a size bigger, so I had to come out of the fitting room to try on that one blazer. As I was putting the blazer on, that lady showed up with a guy appears to be the supervisor/manager. The lady pointed her finger at me and said, "She is trying the clothes on during the working hours, doesn't wear uniform." She even told me to leave her alone. The supervisor looked at me and told the lady, "I am sorry, but she is a customer, just like you." I don't know if she felt embarrassed or was in denial of the truth. She just walked away without even apologizing to me. The staff supervisor apologized to me and offered me a courtesy gift. I was eventually feeling okay, but seriously? I don't get people. Small business/boutique stores. Location: one of the local bookstore/gift shop. My outfit: sandals, cut-off shorts, crop top, crossbody bag. The plan I had for that day was to outline some parts of my project, and then look for something new to read. While I was reading the introduction of a book, a kid approached me and asked if I knew where blah 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 is. I politely told him I had no idea what item that was and hope he could eventually find the item. Somehow the kid told his dad that the sales lady didn't want to tell him where the item was. The dad of course came up to me and rudely asked what was my problem. "If you don't want to offer customer service, you should consider changing your career plan." He said that to me and then demanded me to apologize to his son. I told him my career plan was fine because I didn't work here. He raised his voice and said I was lying, demanding to talk to the owner of the store. The owner came to us from the cashier registration after he overheard that guy wanted to talk to the owner. That guy shared his view of me with the store owner passionately. The owner listened and figured out the drama. He told that guy that I was a customer, not an employee. The guy didn't even apologize to me after the fact was told to him. Instead, he asked the owner and me to apologize to his son, because his son deserves an apology. The owner was just shocked by this guy, so he suggested that guy should try other stores, and they may want his business. That guy finally left and the store owner offered me a coupon for the drama I went through in his store. Isn't carrying a purse a clear indication that person doesn't work here? In the end, those are my typical experiences when I go to the mall or stores. The retail ones are usually really bad for me as I got mistaken as an employee almost every single time. Do I look like I work here with my hair? Some background: I, 27F, used to work in retail for 8 years, so I know I have that retail face which often makes people to think I am possibly a worker. Often when they ask me something, they realize pretty quickly I don't work there and apologize. I also have big issues with being touched by random strangers out of the blue due to past abuse, and my body goes into fight/flight mode, so I always keep my earbuds in anytime I go out on my own, and for the most part people leave me be, which does also help with the retail face. At the time of this incident, I didn't have a job. I blame you, COVID. I had a major quarantine moment where I shaved half my head and dyed it lavender. This is important. Story time. I head out to Waldo's World, you know what store, not saying the actual name, put my earbuds in, and get to the bi-weekly shopping. I'm at the end of my trip, so I stop off in the water aisle. As I approach the bottled water, there's an elderly couple with the husband struggling with the pack of water, so I go over asking if I could help. I grew up learning to always offer help. They were embarrassed by it, but accepted the help, to which I went ahead and placed the case in their cart. After some thanks they left, and I went to pick up my own case to bring to my cart. I hear over my shoulder, "Hello, could you help me find something?" Thinking they were trying to get the attention of an employee nearby, I ignored the comment and start heaving the case into my cart. All of a sudden I feel a hand grab my shoulder hard with "Now you listen to me," yelling in my ear and whip me around. The force causes my other hand to slip from the case and to pull hard on my shoulder, the shoulder that was pulled, and the case crashes to the ground. I go into defensive mode, shaking with tears in my eyes and clutching my shoulder, as I come face to face with a middle-aged woman with a mask hanging off her ear. She was blinking at me like I just kicked her puppy. "What the F **K? What reason did you have to touch me?" The woman scoffed. "Finally I have your attention. Now you can finally help me find the garbage bags." I cut her off. "You stupid B *******H. Do I look like I work here? I have a shaved side and lavender hair. Even so, what gives you the damn right to touch anyone, even an associate, in the way you did?" A manager is now running down the aisle with a security guard. "What's the problem here?" The woman points at me. "I was just asking her to help me and she just threw this case of water at me. I want her arrested." The manager looks at me. I'm wearing matching black tank top, yoga pants, face mask and Converses, then at the woman. "Lady, calm down and stop yelling. She clearly doesn't work here, and you just assaulted this girl. We're gonna check the cameras and call the police, then we'll see who is gonna be arrested." The security guard then escorts the irate woman up front, while calling for the police, while the manager helps me get my things to the front. Police and ambulance arrive, check me out, just a bruise that at the time was starting to form, and a few scratch marks from her nails, but I was way more shaken up from being touched and yelled at, checked the security cameras, then asked if I wanted to press charges. I of course said yes. The older couple had come up front and, after seeing me with the cops, came to see if I was okay. I assured them I was okay and apologized if they heard my foul mouth. The older woman said, "No need, sweetheart, I would have done the same thing, and she deserved to hear it." That took me a bit off guard, but it gave me a good smile. The police let me go after I fully calmed down, saying they would be in touch, as they took the woman down to the station. After I got checked out with the older couple, I followed them to their car and helped them get their groceries in the car, despite my shoulder, then parted ways. I've had quite a few I don't work here lady run-ins, but never to where someone was this extreme.